Hello everybody, Coop here, and welcome to another video. This time we're going to be looking at Battlefield 6, specifically the open beta weekend that happened here. So some of you may know, but some of you may not, but I'm a huge Battlefield fan. Lately, I've been disappointed by the series, but had I had the channel 5, 10 years before I actually started this channel, it probably would have been inundated with Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 videos. Between like Halo 3, Halo 3, Halo ODST time, and Destiny, Battlefield was a game that I played just the ever-living shit out of. Like Battlefield 3, 4, Battlefield 1, stuff like that. So I was always really into the series for things like Just Game on the Screen, these really cinematic moments of, planes coming down, dropping bombs, and explosions everywhere. It always seems so cinematic, and it's something I really loved about it. Among the sort of realism, and not just realistic, but the realism over Call of Duty, like bullet drop and lesser mags and, higher time to kill and things like that. But now that I've gotten my hands on Battlefield 6, I have to say that I am cautiously optimistic. I know that Battlefield series has not been the greatest lately, and I haven't played much of it. I haven't made many videos because like the last game I cannot bring myself to play. It's even on sale right now from like 140 Canadian to $20, and I'm not even gonna buy it. Like it's just a waste. So this seems promising though. It does give me that Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 vibes that I just loved so much. During the first weekend, I found that some of the maps seemed really small, and it made it feel a little claustrophobic, and there were times where I would spawn and basically die right away, which was a bit annoying and felt a little more Call of Duty-ish. But in the second weekend, there were maps like the one that's on screen right now that were much bigger, where, planes and helicopters actually had a role. And as you've seen in some of this footage, there's a plane this whole game that was just flying around and harassing us by dropping bombs. And here I'm in an AA gun. I mean, I think it's an AA gun. Maybe an anti-infantry weapon. Either way, I was using it as an AA gun, actually trying to take out the helicopter and the planes that were there, because that was a factor in these matches. Whereas in the first weekend, maybe I didn't play enough of it, but I didn't find that same sort of all-out warfare that Battlefield is known for. It felt more Call of Duty-ish, and I was like, maybe they're fucking this up again. Maybe I'm not going to get it. Maybe I'm not going to enjoy it. But this second weekend that I played, it was awesome and almost nostalgic. It just felt like I was playing an old Battlefield game, which is kind of exactly what I want. I don't need to go to the future. I don't need, another. This is what I need. This is when a new Battlefield game's coming out. This is exactly what I want. Like here, as I'm running through, there's just like rocks and explosions and bullet ricochets going everywhere, and it just makes you feel like you're in it. The adrenaline's there, the intensity's there, because you don't just turn a corner, see somebody, shoot, die. It's not like that sort of. And I'm not saying Battlefield necessarily has ever been like that, but during the first weekend I had that impression, so I actually held off on making this video until the second weekend came out, because they had said that they're going to add new modes, new maps, new vehicles and stuff that are going to come out in the full game, and I was like, okay, I want to give it the full shake before I make a judgment on what I experienced, because what I experienced was not what I was hoping for. Now, I know they did say that they were going to be making the maps comparatively smaller to the last game, but the last game's maps were just fucking ginormous, and you would walk forever. It was fucking Death Stranding, but in Battlefield. Like, it was just a walking sim. So this map and another map that will be in clips that are in the latter half of this video really showed like a perfect scale. Not too big, not too small. This map specifically didn't have as much elevation or verticality as I might have wanted. This is much more of a ground fight with like tanks and vehicles and stuff. But in the next set of clips, I was mostly playing sniper and scout roles, because the verticality was there. And in this map, I don't know if I have a clip of it. I don't know if I recorded it, but oh fuck, see, like that's so sick, so sick. That cinema that just happened there with the helicopter is exactly what Battlefield is to me. And that moment, I even turned back in that clip and was like, God, that is so sick. So this map is where I was saying I was being like a sniper, and the verticality in this mission was awesome. There was this sort of university-esque, maybe government building-esque with a bridge over the road, and it created this super cool urban warfare fight where you actually had to look up at the windows. You had to figure out where people were. In the previous map, you could kind of just blow down the shanty huts and it didn't matter. But in this was like complex. This was, you know, solid buildings that take a lot of damage as per Battlefield, but they didn't blow away. So you could actually use them. And these buildings that, like you can see it from a different angle here, that's the bridge across, and the two buildings that go across the road, that created an entire, you know, that was the Battlefield. And, but that's where the fight was happening, is it was across these two buildings, basically fighting across the road. And it was so fun, excuse me, because I got to use the sniper rifle in a way that I want to. In the previous maps, I was using like a DMR, because using like a proper bolt action sniper rifle was just not viable, because the moment you fire, if you don't get the kill, you're just fucked. Whereas here, I could actually perch up somewhere, like here, cant on the side of the wall, post up, and start ripping shots while other people do the ground war. And I spent most of this match sitting up in these buildings and just shooting down while the war happened around me. It was super awesome. I'm, as I said, I'm cautiously optimistic about this game. I'm definitely going to be buying it, which is something that I can't say for sure about some of the previous Battlefields. Like Battlefield 5, I played for sure, but I didn't really give it the time that I did, say, Battlefield 1, which was obviously just an incredible game. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on this. If there's another open beta, or even closed beta, because I'm going to pre-order it, I'm definitely going to jump into that and probably make a less sort of, say, commentary video and more of just like a live video with me playing. But for now, that's my thoughts so far. I thought specifically the second weekend was fantastic. It showed a verticality, it showed all-out warfare, it showed the cinema that to me is Battlefield. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you see anything else in the channel you like, you can go watch that and drop a like there as well. Until then, I will see you guys on the battlefield. Later.